The problem with Mario Luigi Brothership by iRev. I'm not gifting any more memberships, okay? I've run out of money. But how much you gonna bet within the first 5 minutes? Man, the older games meant so much to me. I was a scrunkly little bunkly. And I remember when I was 5 years old, my father, he took me to get the game. And I played it for hours. I did. Oh, but this game, it just doesn't have that magic, man. How much on a bet? Maybe he might come up with some actual points that I have not considered. As far as I'm concerned, it's just performance and... Oh, it takes like 4 hours to get a bros attack, which didn't bother me in the slightest, but sure, I guess. All right, let's find out.
I want to preface this entire video by saying the Mario and Luigi series means a lot to me.
Good fucking... Frame, absolute cinema. Frame 1, gamers. Frame 1, 8 seconds.
With the best villain in any Mario anything. There were compelling...
In all fairness, he's right, though. BIS is a really fucking good game. I just want to make it clear, okay? It is a really good game.
Iconic locations and a great sense of humor emanating from every new scenario.
Baroque Monsieur, my god.
It was the gameplay, too. It had a battle system that truly tested your reflexes, and an overworld just begging to be explored, both being accomplished through clever usage of Mario and Luigi together, creating a gimmick that's still loved to this day.
Baroque Monsieur is actually like probably one of my favorite Mario. Like, I'm not even joking, top 5 Mario characters ever made. Actually, like, I fucking love Baroque Monsieur. You see, I love it.
Inside this little cartridge holds one of the most masterfully made games you will ever play.
Yeah?
And, to my childhood surprise, this wasn't even their first rodeo. Superstar Saga, the progenitor of the entire series, is nearly just as good. Then you have Partners in Time, a game that I don't feel quite reaches those same heights, but was a fun time to explore despite its issues. Even Dream Team and Kind of Paper Jam, which are a lot more of divisive entries, are now remembered fondly in retrospect, mainly for having these essential Mario and Luigi traits at heart. Consistently good gameplay and consistently good writing.
Dream Team was good. I like Dream Team. You know, Yuzumas were right. The Zuzumas kept saying to me, Muster, you have to play Dream Team. Dream is actually really good. All right, Paper Jam's a sucky one. Muster, you have to play a Dream Team. And I was like... Then eventually I did, and you know, it's good. Too many fucking tutorials, but it was good.
Those were always at the forefront. No matter what your favorite game might have been, one of them was sure to stick with you long after it was over.
I would say that's Brothership. Connie, fucking Technicky, Daphne, fucking all of the Jellyfish Islands, the fucking dancing guys. Brother, like the fucking Extension Core, bro. What's it? Fucking Reclusa. What's it? And then we got Zocket. We got fucking Plum Bloom. We got fucking Idol Gang. We got fucking Peach's alter ego, Evil Peach. There are so many cool characters in that game, right?
This series was truly something special, and
Glow
all
Bowser.
of this is what makes Brothership so bad. Brothership does not have any of the core values of the series, and instead regresses everything that made it unique.
I don't think you can say that in earnest when I can press a button and have Luigi do busy work for me. I think some people forget just how cool that is. I can just press a button and have Luigi do like the busy work for me that I don't want to do. I really like that. I will take that trade over being able to manually control Luigi, you know? I'll take that trade.
I wanted to love this game. I wanted this to be the grand return to the series we've been waiting for.
And it was, right?
Is not a Mario and Luigi game. Which I suppose makes some sense. Nintendo let former developer Alpha Dream die before our eyes after all. Yeah.
Oh no, hang on, my bad. Like, hang on.
Let former developer Alpha Dream die before our eyes after all.
Very loaded. Like, guys, you know I don't like being that guy. You know I don't like being a debate bro Andy, but Source? Like, if did Nintendo have to do this? Must have reacted to this? No, guys. You're making me feel like I'm schizophrenic. I've not reacted. It was another guy. There's another guy with a similar sounding voice who went, not my Mario Luigi, who made a very similar kind of video, okay? It's not the same guy, all right, guys? It's not the same guy. The other guy's name was Bend. Lovely fella. This is iRev, okay? Like, how... Not my Mario... He said, not my Luigi. He has a relatively deep voice. Channel name with 4 letters in it. I can understand why you guys thought the similarities were there, but you guys are being voice racist, okay? You guys are being voicist. So... Keep the voicist remarks to yourself, okay? But as I was saying, did Nintendo have to buy them out? Like, if they made horrible financial decisions and got themselves bankrupt, is that necessarily Nintendo's fault? And from like some videos I watched way back when, it seemed like the company was just kind of mismanaged from like some of the like developers talking about it post hoc. I remember watching some video where someone like went through like some of the Alpha Dreams devs talking about the studio afterwards, you know? It's like, would it have been nice if they bought out the studio? Yeah, but like, if they got themselves bankrupt, that's kind of their own fault for like releasing 2 games on a dead console. So, you know, to be fair, all Brothership bad videos look the same to me. Real. So yeah, if anything, that's Alpha Dream's fault. Like, fuck them. I don't want to say that. I obviously, as developers, they're extremely talented. But if they mismanage their money, is it on Nintendo to necessarily buy them out? It would have been nice, but I'm not going to put the blood on their hands. I'm absolutely not. It would have been nice if they did, but no.
Yeah, this game instead is made by those guys behind Octopus Travels. Remember that game? Well, I do, actually. It had a really nice art style, which was pretty much the only thing people unanimously liked about it. For a good reason, though. It had all this beautiful pixel art, and built a 3D world around that style.
I was hoping, it wasn't just me, right, Che? You said Octopus Traveler? I thought I was going crazy there. I was like, was it actually called Octopus and not Octopath? No, he got it wrong? Okay, neat.
Unique look that I think really paid off. The Mario & Luigi series is also known for its beautiful pixel art as well. So, of course, Brothership opts to look like the cheapest 3D game known to man. Okay, in some ways I don't mind it. Mario & Luigi look good enough, they have nice fluid animations. The real problem is the, everything else. These NPCs, man, they look like Minecraft Endeavor rejects.
I don't get this. Like, this is actually one argument I absolutely will reject wholesale. Like, you people are actually boomers. You people are actually fucking boomers, all right? Wow, me when the area that was one cohesive world split onto multiple islands are all mostly the same race.
Oh my God!
What are we doing here? Like, it's actually just racism, unironically. I mean, it's actually just race. Because like, what do you have against them? Each of it, you have the idol group, Connie, Ark. I feel like Ark should have maybe got a bit more. His Ark was kind of lame. Technically, a Daphne. Those are not the fucking dancing duo. I forgot what their names were. What's it? Chilliam and Bernadette, the Extension Corp. There were enough of them to be charming. The fact I'm horrible with names. Like, I'm dog shit terrible with names. The fact that I remember even half of them is insane to me. It just goes to show how much they meant to me. How much of a, like, Flint and Steel, how much of an impression they had on me. A lot of them were really fucking chill. And that's due to the fact that one thing I kind of like, it did get a little tiresome towards the end. One thing I kind of like is that a lot of the side missions, one archetype of side mission was finding out a character's backstory a bit more. Like, you found out that technically like had a bit of a rivalry with a Daphne, and you could like look into that more by doing a side mission. That was pretty neat. And also some of like the decisions they made you do. I don't know how much they actually impacted the story, but I like the fact that there were some instances where you could make a decision that like kind of impacted the plot in your own special way. Like I also, if you guys opted to let Peach be kidnapped, you guys are sexist, okay? You let Luigi be kidnapped so that you could be like chill. Do you know what I mean? You guys were sexist. You guys were sexist if you let Peach get kidnapped, okay?
Not Mario and Luigi characters. I will always be an advocate for Mario introducing different interesting species, but these
I'm talking about me. I'm the sexist. I let Peach get captured.
just don't feel right. Like they belong in My Sims or something. And I don't think this is a fault of the character design, I think it's a fault of the art style. Or rather, lack thereof. Mario and Luigi have been adapted quite well based on the artwork the series has always been
I'm gonna let this point go because it's subjective. Art is subjective, I guess. I think these looked great. Could they have looked better? I think these look fine. These look cool. I'm just gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go a little gap.
And I would love for the entire game to follow suit. I think it's what they were trying to do. But then you look at someone like the Toads, and they're just toads with black outlines. They don't look like any artwork at all. What happened to the style here? Then you have the environments, which look okay, but what happened to all the watercolors that made those former illustrations pop? Everything that isn't Mario and Luigi just looks cheap. They don't look like they were derived from any artwork, they just look like generic 3D models. And this visual cheapness is seen all over this game. There are sharp edges around every object that should—
And so do I.
The Bean folks all look so samey and stupid.
Crazy, huh? I bet he would never say that. Racist.
be round. There's low texture work all over the place, and characters move without any feeling of weight or consistency. Mario and Luigi used to look beautiful. These games had some of the best sprite art ever at the time, and they gave me a love for what
Is this the Mario and Luigi equivalent of Mario and Luigi should never have gone 3D, guys. It should never have gone 3D. That's what this sounds like to me. The game looked fine. Like, could it have maybe looked a bit closer to the like illustrative artwork? Maybe, but like it didn't bother me so much where I'm willing to make a point about it this hard. Does that make sense? Like,
kind of graphical style could achieve. This is probably the best Bowser will ever look. That's my
in all fairness, I do like the Bowser sprite. I think the way he looks in Bowser's Inside Story Remake just looks kind of off to me. I will agree. I like the 2D sprite work in the like over the remake 3D ones. Does that make sense? I did prefer that, but in terms of Brothership, I don't think it really affected my enjoyment too much. You know?
I was never a fan of these more polished pseudo 3D sprites Dream Team gave us, but it still felt like Mario and Luigi. The general art style was still intact, with the pillow people and these weird bird guys fitting right into the world. But now that we're in full 3D, it feels like something was lost in translation. They tried to keep the black outlines, and they sort of tried to maintain the same visual spirit, but it just doesn't look good, especially with these new outlet people, and even with the basic enemies, which was
outlet people? They're Concordians, my fellow. Come. Okay, all right.
See all the time. They just feel cheap. Compare the detail between a basic enemy from Bowser's Inside Story to that of Brothership. Despite it being pixel art, this Goomba looks a lot more expressive, like you just want to touch it. This one, maybe take it to dinner first. I can understand why.
Yeah, good joke. I don't get what you mean. Good joke, though.
To use 3D models to create a game with a higher variety of animations. That is the power of this type of art style. It can lend to a lot of interesting scenarios. But they sure don't use that power here. NPCs often have animations such as walk, talk, and that's it. Oh, and also they look shocked sometimes, and it scares me. For a story-based game with a lot of talking, you'd think they try to give it a bit more of a visual flair here. I truly think they should have went with the Octopath style here. The team knows how to do it, so why not? Or you could make a game that actually looks hand-drawn, like the art they're so obviously trying to capitalize on. Man, I'm like a broken record these days. Nothing is worse than the animations during battles, though. Every single fight you have in this game places Mario and Luigi a strangely long distance away from the enemy. I think they did it to give room for these new attack animations, but once it's the enemy's turn to attack, they just snap to position. Just
a little jarring, I will admit. I also did notice that too.
Like that. Why? I cannot believe they kept this in the game, and it happens with every single enemy. Back in my day, enemies would walk up to you. Like,
I mean, but it's one of those things I noticed, but like it didn't bother me because it just made the fights go faster. Like, if anything, that's one of the things that Brothership kind of tried its hardest to do, which is speed things up. You know.
How they
so even though it did maybe look a little jarring, I'm like, the game obviously wants to make it run a bit faster, you know?
But this is bafflingly bad, and it just
I wouldn't say bafflingly bad, though. This is definitely a boomerism, do you know what I mean? It's one of those things where I would say, yeah, it's a bit weird, but then you'd move on, you know? But we're booming today, gamers. We're drinking our boomer juice. Gamers, crack open the Iron Brew, crack open the mug root beer. We're going into we're in the boomer zone, gamers. We're in the boomerverse.
Looks unfinished.
Okay. We're definitely in the boomerverse, guys. We're definitely in the boomerverse.
They did it to make the fights quicker, you know, so they wouldn't have to run into place every time, but it ends up feeling wrong every time I see it, which is a lot. And if speed was truly the problem trying to be solved with this, then they failed, because every battle takes so long to begin and end anyway. In the old games, you touch a guy, you see a cool animation, then boom, you're in. In Brothership, you touch a guy, there's an animation, then it loads.
Yeah, performance. We have to give him this.
And then you're in. And then the fight ends. Then it loads.
True. This is just true, really.
And then you're out.
I would say that's more of a problem with the Switch's performance. I wouldn't hold it over this game too much, but yeah, fair.
This might not seem that bad, but this load time really adds up, trust me. And it's not like they're adverse to wasting your time in battles either. All this, just to not be attacked at all.
Well, yeah, that's because you're supposed to figure it. Because you're supposed to figure it. How did you go from a good point to a bad point like that quick? Was that like frame one? Yes, that's the whole conceit of the battle system. Sometimes the enemies fake you. He took a while to go. You go, oh, am I? And then you you like use the animations to figure out whether he's gonna go low or go high. I'm almost certain, guys, I could point out an enemy in his old scrimbly bimbly games that like take just as long. Does that make sense? So like this point is like null and void, I'll be honest.
Great. Really great. Yep, that looks finished. But you want to know what really gets me about this change to full 3D? It's the movement. This fully three-dimensional game, made for a controller supporting full 360-degree movement, released in the year of 2020 current, restricts you to only 8 directions. This game has...
Strange, but it's one of those things that didn't really bother me personally. It's one of those ones where I'm like, sure, but... I don't know.
No analog movement. It is purely a digital approximation.
I wouldn't be shocked if some of you guys didn't even notice.
Of where you point the stick, snapping you to one of its 8 directions. And not everyone will notice that.
This is the part... Oh, hang on. You undercut your point immediately. Oh, no.
Stick, snapping you to one of its 8 directions. And not everyone will notice that upon...
Well, if not everyone will notice that, could it maybe because it's not that big a deal then? Because yeah, if anything, I only noticed it towards the like very end game. I only noticed it towards the very end. So I'm just like... if it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter really, you know? Like, sure?
First playing the game, but now that I pointed it out, you definitely will. This feels terrible.
Well, thanks for making me miserable then, brother. Good lord.
It often results in a sloppy playstyle. Many times in this game, when I was trying to simply jump on an enemy, I would miss completely. And
Don't say it, guys. Don't say it.
I'm working with only 8 options in a world that hosts 360 of them, so can you blame me? Maybe if they let you use the D-pad, I would understand this. But no, of course not. What sense would that make? They needed to withhold those precious D-pad buttons from us for a very important game mechanic, known as...
Hang on. Hold. There's no way he's gonna poo-poo the bros attacks being on the D-pad. If anything, that is easily one of the best changes they've ever made. Like, not having to... Because the amount of time... Sometimes when I'm replaying, like, Superstar Saga especially, sometimes I'll literally just, like jump, hammer, fire, thunder, and I'm just like, fuck, which one is it? Oh, shit, back to the beginning. Sometimes that happens to me, does that make sense? But let's just flick of the wrist, boom, immediately bull form. Boom, what's it? UFO mode. That's, like, the best part. Oh, D-pad? What's the D-pad then? Hang on. Was that a left stick? Was it D-pad, right?
But a limited control scheme is far from the only thing that hurts the gameplay here. They absolutely demolished Luigi in this game.
I'm gonna say it, chat. I'm gonna say it. Luigi's the best he's ever been. This is the boring take, chat. Luigi's the best he's ever been. Luigi logic, easily one of the most charming things they've ever added. The leave it to me, top 5 voice lines ever made, firstly, right? And secondly, being able to press a button and get Luigi to like help me with some of the donkey work, amazing. The only thing I'll give you, the fact that he's not on the B button in battle is weird. I don't know why they did that. That was weird. If they fix that in the next game, no harm, no loss. I don't like the fact that Luigi wasn't B. He was A for some reason. It was fucking stupid. So, for example, 2 good with 1 bad, I think it equals out to 1 good. So, what does he have to say?
The title has always been Mario and Luigi, because you controlled both of them at all times.
You've not been able to do that since Superstar Saga, my fella. Boring.
That was the gimmick. It's part of what made these games so unique. And to be fair, in battles, you still do control Luigi. Although, you don't press B anymore when menuing with him for some reason.
True!
Which is an utterly stupid change, because you still do press it to attack.
Yes!
So it's just kind of awkward.
Annoying!
It makes me forget who I'm even controlling, but okay, whatever. The gist is that he's still here. But, in the overworld, you are not controlling Mario and Luigi. You are controlling Mario, with Luigi behaving entirely on his own. You don't move lined up anymore. You don't jump together anymore. He no longer really exists at all to enemies. He does his own thing. And you know what?
Yeah.
I'm willing to give this gameplay change a chance. I'm fine with shaking up the formula to any long-running franchise like this. That is what I thought, until I got to this point in which I had to do the most simple platforming in the world, and the Luigi AI promptly failed, causing me to be dragged all the way back down with him. Like it.
That never happened. Guys, okay, help me. Did this ever happen to you once? This never happened to me once. I'll be so for real with you. Like, an AI flub for sure, but this literally did not happen to me once. I'll be real with you. It happened to me once, never happened to me. Yeah, it's really annoying. Was it really? Happened a few times, no. The fact that it can happen is still a flaw. No, it's true that it's still a flaw, but I don't know, man. It's not enough to. But something has to happen, like something has to happen like a notable amount of times for me to like bring it up like this. Does that make sense? Like, it's fine if he's bringing it up as kind of like an ancillary point, but like as one of the Luigi's L, it's like you kind of have to give me a bit more. You know, does that make sense? You have to give me a bit more than this, personally. Maybe it's because I like the game. I don't know. Maybe I'm simping. Maybe I'm simping a bit too much, chat. Maybe.
Anchor to the floor. In the older games, this would be my fault. The whole challenge of the overworld was about controlling two bros at the same time. You had to time jumps accurately and really assess the environment when platforming through it. Here, not only is Luigi keeping his social distance from you, but if you try to jump with him manually, about 2/3 of the time, he will just stop moving completely, which makes platforming with him like you would in the older games totally impossible.
I know what you're doing here. It's because you're trying to jump with him. That's why. I like this. This literally, he's doing the thing that I did when I first started playing the game, which is he's like naturally kind of just running and trying to jump with both bros like you normally would, but you kind of have to undo that muscle memory, which is that a bit annoying? Yeah, but to be honest, I kind of got used to it quite quickly. I'm just like, oh, just control Mario now, I guess.
With him like you would.
Like, because he's jumping with both bros, but obviously Luigi just jumps straight up because you're jumping over a gap. Does that mean, you know what I mean?
The older games, totally impossible.
It's just a rewire your brain thing. This didn't bother me. The B button thing bothered me. That bothered me for the whole game. This one, I kind of got used to it quite quickly.
Instead, in this game, if Luigi...
I don't know, maybe, I don't know, I feel like I'm just built different, chat. Because I am someone who holds the original, like, 3 games especially in extremely high regard. But I also loved Brother... Like, were the differences quirky? Yeah, but I'm just like... I don't know, man. I'm just happy I got more Mario and Luigi. Do you know what I mean? I'm just like, fuck, man. Maybe I'm just a simple... Chat, I'm just a simple man. I have to admit, I'm just a simple man. Okay, I don't care that I don't control Luigi anymore. I don't care that the Concordians look bad, man. I just don't care anymore. I don't care about the performance. I don't care about the bros. I just don't care anymore. I just don't care.
Make a jump, he'll make the jump. If he doesn't, he won't. What a great replacement to what we had, guys. Truly genius. What they were going for here is to sort of make Luigi a Pikmin. You tell him to do things...
Doesn't mean we can't get better, though. True, but considering that this is a game that we didn't even know... Or I'm willing to give them a little bit more of a pass on this one, because this is literally a game made by a new studio, firstly, that I think they did a... For me, the problems of Mario and Luigi Brothership are not so bad that I'm willing to, like, throw the whole baby out with the bathwater. Does that make sense? Like, literally, I'm not even kidding. If they give me another game like this... like, fix the padding of the story, the performance will be better because it'll be on the Switch too, and map Luigi to the B button, and add some more bosses. Does that make sense? Like, all the things they could fix in this game, firstly, none of the flaws were so bad that they bothered me to an incredible extent, but secondly, they're all things you could fix in another game. If this different team works on another game, then fair enough, I'll maybe hold them to a higher, because they've got their one game, they did a pretty decently solid job, now you got to really win me over. Does that make sense? So I'm just like, if the next game has if these next games have the same issue, I will be much less favorable to it. But the Luigi B button thing was like, okay, annoying, but whatever. The load times, I'll give that to the Switch too, whatever. The padding towards the beginning and the end, a pain point for sure, but it didn't bother me personally. The bosses, we need more bosses. We need more fucking bosses, you motherfucking, more of them. I need more. But these are all things that could easily be fixed in another game. And considering we didn't even know if this series would exist anymore, I'm kind of just happy more Mario and Luigi exists. So I'm just an easy man to please. Does that make sense? I'm just an easy man to please. I don't know. I guess I just am. I'm just too full of joy and whimsy, chat. I know it's my own fault. I'm just too full of joy and whimsy. It's my own fault. It's my own fault, chat. It's my own fault. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I enjoy video games too much, guys.
Spinning some turnips or hammering some crates, and he'll go off and do them. This again is an idea I'm down for, and sometimes, very rarely, it does work. But this also has a huge gaping flaw.
What's that?
Luigi has to be in your sights at all times. If his green ass is even one iota off the screen, he will not do a single thing, and instead come running back to you. Which, you know, really does harken back to...
I did find the AI sometimes a little finicky, but the way I started using it was I would get Luigi to help me as opposed to sending him. Like, I think you were kind of... Is it fair for me to say he was kind of using Luigi wrong? Like, whenever I had to pluck a bunch of vegetables, I just used Luigi, but I also plucked some too. So we both kind of got him at the same time. That's kind of how I used him. So I don't know, man.
The days of Pikmin. Everyone's favorite part of that game was watching the Pikmin do their Pikmin activities. Nothing can beat that. Really sad how that game ends, though. Can't believe they go that dark with it. With this limitation in place, it means that any usage Luigi may have had is extremely confined. You're at the whim of the camera in this game, as there is no way to control it yourself. Even though this is a 3D game now, and it would make sense to be able to shift it around, and it's only a cool feature all of your contemporaries have, but okay, fine, whatever. At least the battle mechanics in this game are still pretty good, following pretty much the same blueprint as before, though with some worse variations. First of all, enemies now have health bars, which eliminates a lot of tension in the fights. Part of the fun was never knowing how close you were to defeating an enemy, and seeing them finally explode in that flash of light was one of the most satisfying feelings in the world. Now you can just look at their health bar, and that pressure...
Can I just call this a boom moment and call it a day? I don't know what to tell you. This is just old. Like, I suppose, are you technically right? Maybe, but if anything, it kind of allows me to plan a bit more. Like, I know if the enemy has a lot of health and I'm like kind of running on empty, then maybe I can play a bit more defensive until I get the health up. And if I know I can go for the final strike, then if anything, one of the most like tension grabbing moments is in the fight was because I had a health bar on. Like, I remember when I fought Gloam Bowser, and I know he was like, okay, one more hit and I win this fight. But like, I don't want to spoil the fight too much, but like he did thing on like the battlefield. He did a thing, right? So I'm like, okay, I have a limited amount of time to beat this fight. I've got no healing. Like the health bar kind of made it even more tense for me in some ways, you know? So I think it's just swings and roundabouts. It would be nice to have an option to turn it off, and maybe in another game. Sure, but it's just a preference thing. I don't know what to tell you. Old, I guess.
is only deflated even more by the new hammer mechanics. Not only have they now simplified the base hammer attack, but they have also ruined how it functions as a counter-attack as well.
Haven't they done this, like, for a while now? Does that make sense? Haven't they done this for a while? The health bar thing I'll give him. I don't really care, to be honest. It's just something that bothers me. But hasn't the hammer thing been the way it is for ages now? The Mario, Luigi, Andy's have to help me. I know in Superstar Saga, like, you held the hammer, and if you held the button too long, they drop him like, what the hell? But haven't they, like, gotten rid of that for ages now? Since the 3DS? Yeah, so, like, this is just a bad critique. Like, a lot of this has been like whatever, I suppose, no joy, no whimsy. But if it's been gone since Dream Team, Dream Team is it? Like, if it's been gone since Dream Team, like, I don't think this is fair to bring up to this. I don't think it's fair. You can blame Dream Team for that, I guess. I don't know. To be honest, I always thought it was quite annoying, if I'm being honest. I'm okay with the hammer thing.
Back in the older games, if you had your hammer out for too long, the bros would get tired and drop it. It made you have to think about when exactly to pull it out and use it.
If anything, I didn't like the fact that it wasn't consistent, because the jump doesn't have to do that. You don't have to time a jump like that. I guess I suppose it kind of makes the hammer counters and the jump counters different. But I like the fact that the countering is consistent. If anything, that's why I kind of prefer it. Like it does it on a dime each time, you know? It's quite nice. I prefer it. But hey, different strokes, I guess. Old.
Here, don't you worry, Mario and Luigi are now jacked.
He barely played Dream Team and just didn't play Paper Jam. That's his fucking fault then. Old.
You can hold it for as long as you want. No consequence, who cares? Something else they've changed for no reason, the level up system. Back in the old games, each level up screen gave you the chance to...
This is one of those... bit of a shame, but I also didn't bother me. Like, I don't know what to... Like, a lot of this is just... Yeah, I get how that could bother someone. Didn't bother me. Like, this whole reaction just been there. Like, the only criticism I'd say is, like, so wrong for is, like, the hammer one, because it's, like, literally you're blaming the wrong game. The rest of this whole video has literally just been... Yeah, I get it. Don't care. I don't know, man. I love Brothership, man. I don't care.
Increase a stat of your choice. If you timed it right, you get great rewards. Here? Nothing at all. They just got rid of it. They just got rid of it. Oh, no, actually, they do let you choose one stat to level up every 8 levels, in the most boring way imaginable. The old up...
If anything, I quite like the, like... Also, wasn't this a system that was also in Dream Team, if I'm not mistaken? Like, every couple of levels you rank up and gain, like, a big skill? If anything, that made, like, ranking up even more exciting. When I finally got a big one, I'm like, oh, shit. What do I spend it on, man? What do I spend it on? Yeah. Like, if anything, I quite like that. Is it a shame that it was also in B... Oh, is it in BIS as well? Okay. Like, if anything, why don't they have both? Maybe they could have both, but I'm just like... It's okay. Be real with you.
The up screen had so much life, man. This one is like you're filling out a form at the DMV. Also, unlike the other Mario & Luigi games, you don't automatically gain another gear slot by ranking up. So why would you not choose the option to gain one on this ballot? There's so much gear in this game. What were they thinking with this change? Okay, a change I actually
you can choose, I don't know.
Bros moves, which give Mario & Luigi different variations instead of the same exact attack. This is good. It leads to experimentation within the combat. But when all you do in this game is fight the same exact enemies, this isn't worth very much.
Okay, now, I'm gonna disregard this entire video if he doesn't at least glaze the plug system. That's all I ask. You can hate this game all you want. The plug system is the most clever system ever invented, and I think they deserve massive credit for that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I barely used the bros attacks for most of the game. As soon as I got a bunch of plugs, the plugs were just so much fun. I fucking loved cycling between plugs. The only thing I wish that is I had like sets of them, because like I wish they had like, you know, what ended up happening is I had like an offensive set of plugs with like the double kablammy and the double spikes, but then I had like a defensive one with like the shield, like the what's it? The other stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like the auto mushroom, deluxe auto as well. So like, if they had like a system I could like set them, that'd been kind of cool. But they didn't, which meant I had to keep cycling whenever I wanted to play defensive or offensive. But if he doesn't mention that, I'm gonna kill him.
I want you to look back at Bowser's Inside Story. Within the first couple hours of game time, you were treated to Goombule, Spike Blop, Chaboomba, and Toothy. All unique enemies with completely unique attack patterns. Within the first couple hours of Brothership, you were treated to Seedle, Gardam, and Iguana, and Parachute. Alright, these enemies may be a bit basic, but we have some of that classic Mario & Luigi enemy variety going on here. In the next couple hours of Inside Story, you got Bubble Blooper, Dry Blooper, Pro Batter, Treevil, Trasher, Fifit, Lakitu King, and Chained Fawful. Another great assortment of new enemies. So, how does Brothership follow this up? A bore. Just a bore.
Made a pun.
What the Gloam enemies? Do we want to talk about the Gloam ones?
Even in this time of
The Gloam enemies, I thought were really.
stress.
This is one of the game's biggest failures, because once you get these very simple enemies' movesets down, where's the challenge? This was never a problem in the older games, because new enemies kept appearing left and right with completely new and interesting movesets to be learned and mastered. In Brothership, the best you'll get is a recolor, with one new move. If you're lucky. Maybe they'll even add a droplet to its head. To be fair, back in Inside Story, there were basic enemy variants too, like with these trees. But you want to know what the difference is? Both these trees were introduced at the same time. It's not like they gave us tree and then drip fed us evil tree. That'd be dumb. And yet that's exactly what they do here, with incredibly negligible changes between them. And when all you're doing is fighting these same dudes over and over again, you start to realize maybe this battle system isn't that good. Maybe.
Oh, mean. Could they have done with a couple more enemies? Again, I'm like, yeah, sure. Don't. That's the whole reaction, chat. It's the whole reaction.
Maybe it's a bit too easy to be getting excellence in a series where you once had to work for it. Maybe they should be introducing more bros moves instead of just shell after 5 hours.
You're gonna talk about the plugs?
Maybe this game's enemy coin drop rates are utterly overinflated in a series where money once really mattered. Maybe
I did not find myself having a lot of money in my playthrough. I found myself having a decent amount of economy, if I'm being honest. I felt like the enemy variant was good enough. A little slow in the beginning, but overall there's a good amount. Yeah, I'd say
just
so.
Skip fights entirely because there's not even a consequence for doing so anymore.
I think that was a thing that was introduced much earlier, wasn't it? Did the Dream Team have no punishment for fleeing a fight as well? Old.
Maybe you should just go outside. These are the places your mind starts to wander when you're given an RPG with a terrible story. Nothing.
Terrible story. Oh, no. Like I don't think it was the cinema as some people say it is, but I really like the characters. I thought the characters were really solid.
Happens in this game. Mario and Luigi games have always had amazing, unstoppable narratives that saw you traveling all throughout different iconic landscapes. There was always a moving plot, and that meant constantly seeing new interesting locales, getting sucked into Bowser and exploring the trash pit, waking him up in the Funny Bone, learning of Fawful's plan in Kavi Cape.
Glug, 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 glug. Old. This is just old. This is just a boomer moment. Superstar Saga's biggest glazer. The plot? The narrative? Brothers, come on. Like, let's be real here. It was what? You go to Bean Bean Kingdom to rescue Peach's voice to stop Cacklea from awakening the Beanstar. Oh, fucking Oscar-worthy, you're right in, my fella. Oscar-worthy, you're right in, my fella. What are we doing here? Come on, man. be real with ourselves. Come on. Like the characters are what you play Mario and Luigi games for. The characters are fantastic. I love the characters in almost every one. The story, the unstoppable narrative. That's a little too many backflips for my liking. A little too much. Just a little too much. That's what I'm saying.
Journeying towards Bowser's castle on Plaque Beach, helping Bowser get his flame back in the pump works, fighting a giant bug in the flame pipe, and utilizing that new ability to get through Dimple Woods.
I could say the same thing, but about the great lighthouses were some of the most fun areas to navigate in the whole series. But of course, those are not going to get mentioned, are we?
You see how there's a narrative here? It's flowing, it's moving, we're going all over the place.
If anything, the narrative is one of my favorite parts about, like, also not the narrative, but the gameplay was one of my favorite parts about BIS, which is that, if anything, one thing I've said this before, one thing I absolutely loved about Brothership is that, like, you kind of didn't know what was happening for, like, a good chunk of the game. I quite liked it. It was like an island hopping, like, it felt like an episodic kind of, like, two bros on like, in this new world kind of adventure. You kind of just have to figure shit out for a bit. And then later you kind of, like, get drip fed the story a bit, and then like kind of be like, whoa, what the hell are we doing here? You know, like I quite like that about Brothership. It's one of my favorite parts. Like, if anything, I think the narrative got much less interesting when you found out everything. You know, like when there was no like intrigue left. Like when I found out about like Gloam and Zoki and what have you, I think the narrative kind of like, 'cause there wasn't like a drive to like figure shit out anymore. Which, in all fairness, you kind of figure everything out when you're near the end of the game anyway. But I think it was a bit of a shame they didn't keep that intrigue right to the very end for me personally. And I think that's where it got a bit weak. Whereas with these games, I'm just kind of going from place to place to place, which is fine. But the gameplay loop and narrative was probably the most like intriguing for me in Brothership, I would say. It's an episodic story which is actually intended by the devs. They said so in an interview. Yeah, and I actually really liked it for that. Like, I if anything, it was one of my favorite parts about that game. But it wasn't his nostalgic scrimbly bimbly bimbly bimbly, so therefore.
And this is only within the first few hours. In Brothership, you get transported to this new realm of Concordia, you're told to link up islands back to this tree, and then you link up islands back to this tree.
Yes! Yeah, exactly!
And what great new locations do you get to see during the first 6 hours of game time? Well, grassland, 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 and what was that last one? Oh, there he is! This game sees you going to the same repeated area types with the same repeated goals, which is why they're always able to utilize these same repeated enemy types. There may be
because I felt like, if anything, maybe you could argue that like it doesn't ramp up relatively, like it takes maybe a while to get like properly going, but I'm just like, I like the fact that each island, even if it is grasslands, kind of had its own plot going, you know? Like, also, you had, like, the dancing island, where, like, they need to find their rhythm. One of the guys was like, oh, man, I don't have any hair gel, man. I can't dance. And it's like, oh, shit, I guess we gotta find some fucking hair gel, bro. I like the fact that, like, each island had their own, like, stupid little plot. Come on, man. Where's the whimsy in your life, man? Come on.
a little bit of variation throughout these islands.
And also, listen, guys, can we give a shout out to, like, Egbert here? Can we give a shout out to, like, Egbert? Like, also, IREV's old account, like, this whole time, Egbert, listen, this whole time, my fella, this whole time, what's it, where are we at the top? Yeah, it was rough. They didn't have a good story. Nah, Brothership's one of the lines. Nah, I can get it. Nah, plugs don't appear. Another good point by him. Nah, the whole time. Who's been glocking harder? Chat? Egbert for this guy, or this guy for the old games. Like the whole time. Not once have you given me anything, Egbert. Not once.
Like one that has rocks, or one that rains, but they all look basically the same and function basically the same. To make matters worse,
there's plots on each of them.
To some of them in mandatory side quests. What are we doing here? This game moves at a snail's pace with zero.
If it's mandatory, then it's not a side quest. It's part of the plot.
Zero sense of intrigue or character growth, or any normal story architecture at all. In every other Mario and Luigi game, you are meeting fantastic characters left and right that you instantly fall in love with. Here
you do. Technically, bruv. Listen, I'm just saying, I love a woman. I love a woman who's smart. All right. I like the brains on her. Okay, I like the brains on her, bro. You're just a sexist. He's just a sexist, guys.
You have some lady, her kids.
Yes.
This guy. All of which you're forced to do the most basic, uninteresting tasks for. I don't care about your family drama. I don't.
What the hell? No. What do you mean? I thought the family dynamic was pretty. What the hell, man? You don't care about family? You don't care about a hard, single working mom? Oh my lord!
Care about your hair cream business? I don't care about your telescope. I want to find a rival. I want to meet someone funny and memorable. I want to know who the villain is at all. What?
Again, it's actually unbelievable, gamers.
I thought the dude kinda sounded like Silok Hawk.
Does
or
he?
someone else familiar. I only realized that earlier today, and I've seen this vid before.
Have you not? I don't even know what to say. Like, again, like, the one thing I really like is that, like, you don't know what's going on. Like, like everything he just said that he hates about, I loved it. I love the fact that, like literally, you go to an island and one of the guys who's supposed to dance to keep the rhythm of the island going doesn't have hair gel, so you have to go like. I don't know about you guys. For me, I'm definitely at a point in my life now where, like, I've saved the world enough times where, like, sometimes I just want to boot up a game and, like, someone's crying. I'm like, oh, what's going on? Oh, boo-hoo, someone stole my lollipop. Boo-hoo. It's like, okay, let's go to the lollipop shop. Hey, man, am I out of lollipops? The guy just stole my last one. Oh, shit, let's go chase after. Hey, you, give me the lollipop. What the hell? You have the, hey, I swear, I need to pay off my boss, man. Come on, I need this lollipop. Okay, let's go with you to the meet so that we can see what's happening. Hey. So you were the one interrupting my lollipop business on this, the day of my daughter's wedding? Boys, get him. And he gets surrounded by all sides. Ah, shit, the lollipop bandits. You're in the covering a secret ring. I just want to do dumb shit like that. I'm not even. I just want to do dumb shit like that in video games now. I've saved the world enough times. Let me just be the king of the lollipop guild. Do you know what I mean? Like, can I do something like that? I don't want to save the world anymore, man. Fuck my life, bro. I don't know what to tell
Do I
you.
have to press on? Why am I even bothering with this? Why should I care about Concordia?
What am I fighting for?
It's a skunky little. I don't know what to tell you.
As a Mario and Luigi game,
man.
this is a failure. They have departed from almost everything that made this series so unique and interesting.
No, they haven't. You're just old. Like, I can conclude that there are a lot of points that you've made that are valid that I personally wasn't bothered by. But, like, I genuinely believe that it's just because you're old. You didn't mention the plug system. You didn't mention how cool the bosses were. You didn't even mention, like, like some of the coolest fights in the series, bar none. Like, some of the battles, Gloam Bowser is the best fight in the series. Like, best boss fight. Maybe not the final boss fight. The best boss fight in the series. 100%. I'll stand on business. Gloam Bowser is the best boss fight in the series. And you're never going to change my mind. But didn't get talked about at all. Didn't get talked about at all. Crazy.
Replaced it with nothing, and that is a travesty. If this is your first Mario and Luigi game, it's okay. You'll probably have some fun with it. It has its moments. After the 8-hour mark, it does seem to be going somewhere. But if you've played any of the previous games, especially Superstar Saga and Bowser's Inside Story, you're gonna be met with endless disappointment.
I was not. I absolutely fucking loved the game, okay?
Because this is not a Mario and Luigi game.
It is a Mario and Luigi game. In name and in execution.
That spirit is long gone.
What a sad state of affairs, chat. Oh my lord, what an old curmudgeon. Do you know the worst part, chat, is about, like, seeing videos made by old curmudgeons? That's supposed to be me. Why am I like carrying water for you Zoomers? I should be in my fucking curmudgeon era. I never got to have a curmudgeon era because I'm just too full of joy and whims. Do you know what, chat? I don't care. 31st birthday, I'm entering my curmudgeon era. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I've had enough of this. I've had enough of being joyful and whimsical. I'm entering my... Everything after 2006 was bad. Everything on the 3DS is shit. The GameCube was an underrated gem. Everything sucks that was past 2007. I'm telling you, I'm going my grumpy arc. I've had enough. What's the point? Well, you got people like this. I'm sharing a platform with people like this. But old curmudgeon-y. Old and wrinkly. Bro, I got raisins in my fridge wrinklier than you, brother. What's happening? You're wrinkly, man. He's not on this war, this man. He's wrinkly. Fuck my life, man. Jesus Christ. Again, some of the points you had were, like, valid. They didn't bother me, though. But, like, honestly, this whole video just, like, gives off the... a curmudgeon-y vibe. You're just a curmudgeon, brother. You're an absolute, didn't talk about the plug system, didn't talk about how some of the fucking coolest bosses in the fucking series, didn't talk about how some of the characters were really cool. And listen, Daphne was serving. She was serving, I fucking loved it. Jellyfish Island, didn't even talk about didn't talk about Lawcoins Island, didn't talk about Lawcoins Island. Didn't talk about fucking Bowser with Buddy, Bowser Jr. and Buddy. I fucking love their relationship. Didn't fucking talk about like Chippy and Bowser having a little cool little moment. I thought that was kind of cute. Nothing, gamers. You get nothing. Good day, sir. You get curmudgeon and old. Good lord. Good fucking lord. Which is Sonic Heroes of it. I don't want to watch a Sonic. Man, fuck this guy, bro. I don't want to watch a Sonic Hero. Get out of here, man. I've not even played Sonic Heroes, so I don't want to watch a review. Either way, I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part, chat. I'm doing my part. Either way, Bravo 6. Go dark. Let's see if the comments agree or disagree. Let's find out. The hammer thing has been the things. Curmudgeon. The curmudgeon has been called out, gamers. There's something about a cut off Get Out that that is like my favorite thing ever, chat. It really is. The hammer thing's been a thing since Dream 2. The whole if you hold your lamb too long as a war was lost in 2013. The stat thing was changed for Paper Jam, and I guess they decided to keep it for Brothership. For the record, I have grievances with the Brothership as well, but these things did not come from Brothership itself. True! Thank you, Dark Kirby KRPG. Exactly. YouTubers that yeah, you can play right now. Give me a break, lol. It's clear you probably never played Dream Team. Well then, I would stand partially on business with the take that I don't think you get to say Brothership has lost its soul when you barely play Dream Team or Paper Jam. I don't think you can say that. I would stand partial. I would stand 1 foot on business with that, because at least I've played Dream Team. I'm not played Paper Jam, but at least I played Dream Team. I'm like, it's definitely not my Drimbley, but I thought it was pretty good. You know. And that was my overall opinion on Dream Team. The giant Luigi fights were fucking fun though. I love those fights. Also, I do agree on that part, but just like Dream Team Paper Jam doesn't mean it has to be kept for Brothership. Yeah, but like if it was already there, then there's no use like complaining about it now. Does that make sense? It's like imagine if like PLZA comes out, right? And people are like, can you believe Dexit happened, guys? They haven't even got the full Pokédex. I'm like, we lost that war like 6 years ago, little gut. What are we doing now? Do you know what I mean? Why are you complaining about it now? We don't care anymore. Either way. I like you can tell he hasn't played past the first grade. Like, true! Fucking true! Tree! Oh my lord. Can't wait to see I lose his sanity after playing MNL Paper Jam. Oh, is he even gonna? That's true. Hello, Lippy. The guy who watched The Simpsons back in 1994 and can't bring himself to admit that it's not funny anymore. I thought, true. Sincerely, this opinion makes you think you haven't played Dream Team Paper Jam and also didn't finish this game. Even Chikorita's calling you out. Unbelievable. Imagine playing a video game already, deciding you didn't like it before you even passed the title screen. Crazy. That's all I'm saying. Crazy. Like, I still hold the opinion strong that you don't have to finish a game to review it. But if you're gonna go as far as to say that like a series like basically has no soul and like the developers didn't understand, like if you're gonna make the claims as big as you did, I think you have to like at least tell me you finished like 90% of the game. Does that make sense? You at least have to have beaten Zocket, and then I can be like, oh okay, do you know what? At least you played enough where I'm like, okay, I get it. Like you didn't even mention, like the fact that you didn't mention Battle Plug indicates you didn't even reach the first lighthouse, brother. That's crazy. One of the big things for me is like how you said the battle menus. Use A to select any moves Luigi turn. Yeah, like that's kind of fucky. That's kind of fucky. On guard. I like how you bought Dream Team and Paper Jam like you played them despite not being the case. Oh, Dr. Mario with the call out. Soul Andes when you in all the video games are lines of code. Real. So-called free thinkers when you tell them, hey, you know what? I like Brothership. I don't mind you not liking Brothership. I have my problems with the game too, but don't say Mario Luigi means a lot to me and you couldn't even be able to fact check all the changes that made it further. Actually real. I clapped. I clapped. At least I finished Dream Team. At least I finished Dream Team, and Lord knows I deserve it because that final boss fight was fucking hard, man. I don't know if it was just me, but that final boss fight was fucking hard, man. It took me like, I think I died like 5 times. I was tempted to use the easy mode, but I'm like, I beat the whole game without using easy mode. I'm gonna beat it now. I feel the exact opposite. I feel like this game is very versed with its roots and it grows from there. I'm not saying I'm right and you're wrong. These are just opinions, but I've been overjoyed with this game. You know what, Dr. Jaffe? I rate that. I fucking rate that, bro. Mr. Arabic name here. About the hammer point, it's been since Dream Team, so why bring on that? Yeah, it's true, really, honestly. Dream Team rework, they made sure the enemy attacks were more aggressive to compensate for how easy without to parry, so the game's difficulty, the hammer change is good. Real. Real and true. Okay, this part makes me really mad. Despite having all grass, they're not just grasslands. One's a populated area that leads to a deep forest, the other... Oh, gamers. Can we sound the bad faith alarm? One is a constantly raining rainforest, very minimally populated because of it. Another's a flowery field of various types of unique flora. One's a hub world that is maintained a ship-shaped island, trying to turn into a lump of rock into an actually livable island. And the first area is near a grassland. It's a rocky biome where people make the surrounding materials. Just because it has grass does not automatically make it a grassland. Owned little gap. As for the characters, I like most of them, but you're chalking up to their basics and just insulting as to why they were made, like, especially when the mandatory side quest and objective only take a small part of the game in order to supply more world building and give you reasons to go back to these areas, like, before you have your full moves. Yeah, like, I like the fact that there was side quests that took me back to previous islands. I thought that was one of the coolest. Again, the gameplay loop of Brothership is one of my favorite parts. I send the ship to go to a certain area, and while I'm doing that, I can do a side mission. Fantastic gameplay loop. And it gives you an option to speed up the boat, if you don't want to do it, which is also nice. It gives you options. We love options, chat. Also, every round Luigi uses any types when it fits, and even complain about this game just because it's not a constant. And even then, complain about this game because it's not just constant antics when it's setting up things like the characters, like reading the cover of a book, looking at a picture, and dropping the first page because it does show what it was on the beginning. Which even it takes a bit to get to the crazier stuff. Things happen before it's real. Like. You can't just like you play the first 8 hours, did he say? Like you can't. Brother. Crazy. It's so strange that the discourse around the game is so polarizing. IGN was right. IGN did all this. The Arabic name is called Mysterious Thief. Thank you so much. Jazakallah, brother. Yes, they will notice it the first 10 minutes and adjust to it. I'm guessing this is the Luigi point, I want to say. The video is just filled with misinformation. You're complaining about hammers being held as something Dream Team introduced, like the removal of the item roulette comes from Paper Jam. You claim to really like those games, you've actually never played them. Oh. The verified... I'm just saying, chat. I could never get fact-checked by a verified Checky. I've got a verified Checky fact-checking you. These are supposed to be like the Hollywood elites, the Ivory Coast elites. They're supposed to be sitting on a stack of YouTube ad revenue. And he came down from the heavens. He parted the clouds just to come down and was like, "You are wrong," and then went back to his ivory tower. You know, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Even Tails Gaming acknowledges him. You know, I did get a check. I think you have to have 100,000 subscribers. I think which he definitely has, right? Yeah, that's how it works. That's when you're like a big wig, you know. Half of these comments like, "Yeah, I agree with the Brothership sucks," and I was like, "Bro, it's 16 minutes of my life with a bad review. Delete your video." Where people are lying. People are lying. Where? I've not seen one. I've not seen one. Where are they? And some are actually constructive. Yeah, I didn't enjoy it, but personally disagree. Can I see them? I want to see them. Says a lot about the kind of people these videos attract. People who are just as low effort as the person who made the video, not caring enough to make a point or have an actual conversation. Ouch! Losno Lindo! Ouch! This video attracted the type of person. Oh my god! That's madness! Put that in the if I ever got a comment like this, I'd reconsider my whole life. You know what I mean? Oh, mean! God damn! That was evil! If you don't like the game, then fair, but calling this a complete art of failure is laughable when you haven't even got the first C, let alone beating the game, for real. To all the comments who agree with this, man, hang on. No profile pic W, maybe? To the comments who agree with this man, reminder that this guy didn't even complete Lush Screen C, aka the first day of the game. Pretty sure all MMO games have the same problem with the first hour or first 30 minutes having no story until the second act begins where it starts to ramp up. Before y'all give me that whole game holds your hand speech and we'll kick your ass later on, I would know because not one of the bosses off the Lush Screen scene, I went without either getting 2 gamers or really close to getting one. Yeah, I mean, I think I game overed on like that big bird from Ladder Coins. And I think the big goopy fella. I died to him. I also died to Bowser, at least once. I didn't die to like the final boss though. Oddly enough, I beat that first try. Barely, but I beat that first try. I played through every game in this series, and personally, Brothership is an amazing return. Granted, I actually played the game. Granted, I actually played the game from start to finish. But this game isn't bad. While I don't understand the pacing and issues how Luigi works, I think it's perfectly fine. It's also fine if you don't like the game, but at the very least, finish the game. And at least get past Lush Green Island, like Lush Green Sea. I'm sorry, you don't get to make a video like this if you haven't at least beaten Lush Green Sea. That's unreal. Like, I was under the impression that he beat the game, chat. I don't know if you guys were. I was under the impression that he beat the game. But like the fact that he didn't mention battle plugs or any of the later things, or even the extension core, I'm just like, brother, man. Brother, man. If you're gonna review a game in a blanket statement, you at least need to cover all your base and know the whole package. Yeah, exactly. Like, I think you could very easily play like the first 6 hours and go, no, this game sucks, and then move on. But we made a whole ass video? Like, come on, bro. You gotta play at least a bit more than that. At least 50%, right? At least 50%, surely, before you can make a video like this. He said the video didn't get far. I must have missed that. I must have been too busy, like, falling asleep because of all the snores related takes. It does get good, even if it takes many hours. And this is an amazing return to the franchise with impressive animations, new visuals, amazing combat, and also that thing about holding your hand for too long. Pretty sure that's a feature that disappeared in Dream Team and Paper Jam removed the stat boost each time you level up. Well, I do agree Brothership should have reverted the chain. It didn't introduce it, so I do understand why people have got a problem with the game, but calling it trash and disappointing is a bit much. At the very least, beat the game first. Real. Well, I'm actually glad he didn't beat it because then I wouldn't be able to watch this spoiler-free. And I understand the review wouldn't be complete, but hopefully he does make a complete one at some point. Well, you can still complete the game and make a spoiler-free review. Also, what are you doing watching a review of a game you're currently... That's... Hey, listen, Tony the Tiger. Default no profile pick L again, chat. Common no profile pick L. Why are you watching a review on a game that you're actively playing? If I'm playing the game, like a review before you've bought the game, yeah, fair. You want to see if you can play the game. A review after you play the game, yeah, I want to see what everyone's been talking about. During? Never. Good lord. Half of this video is for the misinfo. I think all the comments are kind of along those lines. Literally. And unreal. Unreal. I'm glad he's getting cooked. He's getting, yes. Yeah, ratio that fella. Ratio him. Oh, hang on. He replied to him. Oof. I'm sorry to hear you didn't enjoy it. Personally, as someone who played for all the previous Mario Luigi games, I've been liking it a lot. I think it's one of the better games in the series, despite having a few flaws here and there. I get my thoughts on some of the points you made. I'll gloss over the points like art style and character animations and other things are very subjective. I will say the art style took me a bit getting used to, but I came to enjoy it over time. It has a cartoony look, and I think works well for the series. I think maybe some of the character designs are interesting to some, but they're meant to tie into the whole electronic connection that the game uses. So it makes sense why they look the way they do. True! I'll say the loading screens could be a bigger problem, but it really wasn't enough to detract the game from me. Actually, me. I'm going to be honest, I did not notice that at all while I'm playing. Even though I could see it now, it didn't hinder. I'm guessing it's the movement thing. Yeah, same here. This is literally me. This is literally my comment. You do realize you specifically jumped towards that platform when I was already moving away from the ledge, right? Oh, you're talking about the jump thing? Strange. Very strange. It's been the case since Dream Team. This is, I'm guessing, the item roulette thing. Okay, I admit I was mildly disappointed in this. Oh, this is the item roulette thing. But I never really saw it as a big game-changer feature. It did lie, to be honest. Oh. I'm guessing there's the hammer thing. He calls him out for that. I admit the lack of enemy right early on worried me, but later in the game I didn't mind. Oh, literally just me. I get the feeling you didn't play for. The game story has crazy developments later on that caught me off guard. Even as somebody who played the previous Mario Luigi games, all the Paper Mario games. At first, kind of slow moving, but that makes sense. Stories follow a slow escalation intention leading to a climax and resolution. Damn, educated him, chat, on how stories work. But either way. What? None of the side quests are mandatory. That's why they're side quests. True. I'm glad someone else pointed that out because I'm pissed. Oh, mandatory side quest. No, if you had to do it, then it's not a side quest. It's part of the main quest. What are we talking about here? I don't know why that sort of language is in people's lexicons. If you don't see any points of them, just don't do them. Move along with the main story. Like, they're there for people who enjoy doing the extra stuff. Yeah, true. I encourage you to keep playing because while the beginning of the game is a bit underwhelming, the rest of it makes it up for, in my opinion. As it honestly reaches the heights that no other game in the series has. Wouldn't quite say that much, but it is definitely really good. Anyway, those are some of my thoughts. If you really can't get into the game, then so be it. I personally think it's a great return to the series, even if it might have a few bumps along the way. Real and true. Truth nuke. Have we got a truth nuke, chat? You could tell if Rev stopped playing at that point. I mean, it's whatever, but it's important to at least mention that. Real. Thank you for such an in-depth comment. When referencing Dream Team and Paper Jam in my intro, I was referring how they're remembered now by the general fan base, not how I personally view them. I think you should have made that more clear in your video. I definitely should have made that word clear, but has not seemed to be understand what I meant. Yeah, true. I played Dream Team way back when it was released in 2013, but I put it down halfway due to not very fun gameplay and definitely a letdown after when Bowser's story, which I absolutely adored. I mean, if anything, that's kind of the reason why I knew, personally, I knew that Dream Team was always going to be a disappointment for me if I played it as soon as it came out. Because I was always going to put it up to the pedestal of BIS, which is why I didn't play it until years later. And I think I played it like a year ago. And I enjoyed it. But that's because I am a smarty pants and you're a dumb goopy brain. I've not picked up since, and that's why the memory's a bit foggy. I never got Paper Jam, as all the advertisers made it like a continuation of the worst traits of the Dream Team without any of the creativity. That's what I mentioned beyond the intro and why I barely mentioned Dream Team beyond then neither. Perhaps being more familiar with these games would make Brothership's change less baffling to me. But I still don't feel like it lessens any of my existing criticisms to the difference between it and the original trilogy. I think it does detract somewhat. I think it definitely does detract somewhat. I would say so personally. The new entry should try to be the best of Mario Luigi games possible by showcasing the best of what the series has to offer, and this could serve as an introduction to tons of potential new fans. So just because a previous game in the series changes an aspect doesn't mean they can't. The change has to stick, and if it makes the game worse, yeah. But considering these were like a new set of developers, probably what they did was they saw how like the most recent games were ran, and probably just copied that. If that makes sense. Like if these games were still being made with what's it, Alpha Dream, I think that'd be fair, but these were made by a whole new team who probably just saw what Paper Jam and Dream Team did because they were the most recent games. I just kind of copied that. Does that make sense? Oh. Explains why I love Dream Team because I never played BIS. Play BIS, you fucking coward. You're not a real game reviewer. No YouTuber of mine would not play BIS. Heathen, Mr. Sam. It's my line of thinking of why I'm being so hard on the changes made. Yeah, I don't know. You're just old curmudgeon-y. I'm just saying the curmudgeon-y. Can we confirm as to whether he's one of yours or one of mine, chat? Can we confirm? Is he Zoomer or is he Boomer? I'm thinking he's Zoomer. He has to be. He's one of yours. He's one of yours, chat. Mad John! Oh my god, Mad John is here! With the double comment! Good lord. With the double comment. I don't know if I'd blame, but the stuff you're referencing would assume you only finished the first Great Lighthouse. I don't think it's really fair to make a video on a game that get the sentence not good when you haven't even finished it. Yeah, real. Yeah, just real. That's not the case. BIS had a few reads then. Yeah, just mostly rehashing John's Fury segment. Good lord, John. Crazy. Was it 2 months apart? Oh my god. John, what the? But this video lived in... No, I know what happened, John. You got this video initially recommended to you, and you left this comment. Then you got this same video recommended to you 2 months later, and you left a second comment. That's what you did. That's what you... That was DLC to your original comment. Oh, we faded out. The music fading out means that I think we should call it there, chat. I think we should call it there. And my fiance's calling me, so I think it might be Jova. It might be Jova. I said call me at 7. Why did she call me at 6:40? She knew I'd still be live. Hello, honey. I'm streaming still. How are you? I was just about to wrap up. The chat.
An hour past. It's an hour past.
I said no. I said 7.
You said 2 your time. My time.
Oh, it's not. It's 4 hours. Oh, okay, my bad. I forgot. It's not 5 hours. It's 4 hours. I thought I meant 7. No, I did. I meant 7. I meant 7 for me, which would have been 2 your time, but it's a 4-hour difference. Do you know what I mean? That's what I meant. But anyway, let me just wrap up, okay, honey? Let me wrap up. Let me wrap. I'll be like 5 minutes, okay? I promise. Okay. So, the gamers. Okay, I gotta play Reaper. Finish the damn game! I finished the... It's slop! Good lord. Either way, gamers, I think I'll leave it there. Any more comments? I'm trying to find any that he replied to, but I'm guessing he just didn't. No hearts, only one reply. Only one reply, one reply. Yeah, but that's just mean. Okay, that's just mean. Very nitpicky. Dumb buzzwords. Buzzword Barry. Unbelievable. Feels like a lot of people are actually scared to critique this game because they're scared Nintendo won't fund a new one if this flops. We're scared, games. We're scared. No, if it was bad, I'd say it was bad. Like, what am I scared for, bro? Like, fuck, man. Who's scared? Okay, IG. Oh, man. I ain't falling for these rage baits anymore. I know, it's the next Arlo in terms of toxicity and not accepting a new direction for a series he loves. Is Arlo a negative scream? Arlo? What, is this true? Hey, Arlo stands. Is your goat washed? Was Arlo a meanie bobini? Damn, I didn't know Arlo was like that. Shadow Gens. Either way. Is it because of Paper Mario? Was he Paper Mario's biggest hater? If so, I'm very disappointed in Yarlo. The collab is cancelled. Either way, we'll leave it there, champ.
It's bonus time.
This is my new favorite YouTuber ever made. So we're gonna go for a Joey Pocket interlude, gamers. I'm calling you out. I'm calling you out, okay?
Switch is Nintendo's first console since the DS in 2004,
True!
followed by the Wii, 3DS, iPad Mini, then that's it. It acts as a console handheld hybrid, meaning you can play it inside or outside if you're lucky enough to be let out. But I've got some exclusive facts about the Switch for you today, straight from the Nintendo database. Like I said in my last top 10 video, please don't tell Nintendo about this. They didn't take my dog last time, but they did send me this email. So without further ado, let's dog last time, but they did send me this.
Nice video, kid. Thought you could sneak this one by us, huh? Well, too bad, pal. We heard what you said about Venusaur. We see you booked tickets to try out the Switch in London later this month. Don't bring it. Jesus Christ, Nintendo. Good lord.
Email. So without further ado, let's Nintendo switch into the video. Number 10. The Nintendo Switch's online service, called Nintendo Switch Online Service, or Nintendo Switch Online Service for short, will give players the ability to use a smartphone app to set up multiplayer matches, call friends, tweet, listen to the Sonic Adventure soundtrack, catch Pokemon in real life. That's crazy.
That's cool.
And complain on Reddit about the online service costing money. Number 9. The Joy-Con controllers, though advertised to have ice cubes inside of them, are actually completely hollow. This was a marketing stunt pulled by Nintendo to convince people.
It's just a shame that like not enough stuff. I think the HD Rumble is like great. It's just a shame that it's not used a lot. I actually really like it. It's a shame the fucking Joy-Con suck dick.
Who were thirsty to consider buying the Switch. It's a similar tactic to what Microsoft used with the Xbox 360 to market to people who wanted to play with girls. Number 8. We all saw Skyrim in the original trailer for the Switch, which Bethesda then followed up on by announcing that Skyrim isn't actually confirmed. James Howard then returned at the presentation in January to announce it is actually coming to the Switch. Tom Jones then appeared at E3 2015 to say, actually no it's not, but stay tuned. JonTron was then asked at the Rio Olympics for a clear answer on whether or not Skyrim would be coming to the Switch, after which he made a loud hissing noise, then vanished into thin air, and no one has seen Earthworm Jim since. Number 7. Super Mario Run was originally meant to be a launch title for the Switch.
Was it?
Shigeru Miyamoto accidentally walked on stage at the Apple keynote thinking it was the Switch presentation. In a moment of embarrassment, he panicked and accidentally announced Super Mario Run for iOS. Whoops.
Silly goose.
Number 6. There are so many different ways to play the Switch. There's TV mode, handheld mode, tabletop mode, car mode, anti-social mode, nerd loser mode, shoot your friend mode, squad mode, PS4 mode. Why are you
hang on, sorry.
Shoot your friend mode, squad mode.
Hardest Fortnite squad ever made? Miyamoto, Aonuma, and Reggie? Oh my god. Hey, yo, I'd catch dubs every fucking day of the week, bro. Are you joking? Shit.
PS4 mode. Why are you playing a fucking basketball video game
True.
at a basketball court mode? Ah, the controllers are floating mode and off mode. Number 5. The idea for a boxing game called ARMS came from Nintendo receiving intense criticism in 2006 for their previous boxing game, Wii Sports Boxing, having no arms on the characters. Players were extremely mad as they felt Nintendo were doing very little to represent the ARM enthusiast side of their fan base. Nintendo President Tim Cook received various ARM-related threats day by day to the
Hang on. Hang on.
Nintendo President Tim Cook received various ARM-related threats.
Sleep. Listen, Joey, don't come back to us, Joey, please. Joey, come back to us, man.
Day by day, to the point where people would send him actual severed arms via Miiverse until he promised to make a new game to appease the angered radical arm aficionados. We use our arms for just about everything in our daily lives. I don't even use my hands for most things.
This channel's great,
I wipe
Miro,
my food
honestly.
and eat my ass with my elbow. I'm very dirty most of the time as a result, but that's my problem, not Nintendo's. Ah, I fucking love arms, wrote the president of ARM. Number 4. The Switch's battery life is estimated to last between
3 hours?
1 and 50 hours.
50?
Unfortunately,
Shit.
Nintendo hasn't been able to give us a more precise answer on this, as every time they try to test how long Zelda can run on the system without charging, it suddenly turns off about 3 hours in, and they have to start all over again. Number 3. Does anyone else think Sniffer Clips looks really sexual? Number 2. You may be...
Yeah, true. In all fairness, the way those snippers be looking at each other.
3. Does anyone else...
I mean, look at these. Come on, look at that. Look at those looks. Like some of the looks they be giving is like, you know.
think Sniffer Clips looks really sexual. Number 2. You may be wondering how powerful the Switch is compared to its competitors, the PS4 and the GameCube. That's definitely a valid concern amongst many people, but let me put something into perspective for you. The PS4 is quite big, the Switch is not. That alone should be enough reason as to why if you threw a PS4 at someone, obviously it would hurt more than if you were to throw a Switch. If you ask me, this is quite a silly thing to worry about. I just want to know how well the games run on it. And the number 1 best Switch fact, voted by Nintendo, each console comes bundled with 2 Joy-Con controllers, meaning multiplayer gameplay right out of the box.
True, I like
And
that.
guess what? That's right. I want you to have the second one.
No
As
way.
a thank you for watching
Me?
my video.
Oh my god.
Let's go play Mario Kart.
Joey, no way. Oh, hang on.
Just kidding. That's
what?
not out until April.
Oh,
Actually, the Switch isn't even out either.
well, yeah, that's true. It's not.
You look pretty stupid right now.
I
holding
do.
your hand out for a gaming controller that isn't even out yet. Ha 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 ha. You freaking idiot. Bye.
Well, cinema. What a guy. What a guy. Mr. Pocket, you need to come back to us. Guys, all our hands in it. Mr. Joey Pocket, if you can hear us. Mr. Pocket, Joey Pocket, if you can hear us. Joey Pocket, if you can hear us. Joey Pocket. Please come back to us. Okay, come back. Free Joey. Hashtag free Joey Pocket. Okay, bring him back. Bring the goat back, okay? When the world needed him most, he vanished. How old? 8 years ago. Oh my lord. Free my fella Joey. Actually, I think I'll find I was holding my arm out for the controller. Who's the idiot now? Arm. It's on his arm. I bought a Joy-Con because I'm thirsty. Same. Yay comments. You're just saying that, bro, Safina. No one likes the comments. Damn, this video would be perfect to watch on my Nintendo Switch. True. Unbelievable. And I got. Did I have him muted? I had him muted. My bad. In a few years, we'll look back in this time, and then Joey had. You only had 8K subs at this point. He was just like me, for real, for real.
I can't believe we got Alex Yard over Joey Frown.
Can we trade? Can we trade, guys? Can we trade? I love the comments, Mr. You're just saying that, okay? You're just saying that. I found the Jackbox. True. You're like an underrated donkey. It doesn't sound like donkey. But he's funny like donkey, I suppose. Don't you laugh at me at Joey Pocket on Twitter. Whoops, I accidentally pinned this comment. That happens to contain my Twitter handle. Oh, I'm not Joey Pocket, an alternate account. That'd be ridiculous. Shh, before people find out I'm actually Will, a 14-year-old YouTuber, only started making decent content around 2016. Don't ever look before that, never. I normally play video games on this channel, but I also post reported for cyberballoon. Why do you take so boring? what is going on? Could someone do this as well? I need to do this in my comments, okay? I need to do some like self-promotion like that. This is gold, guys. This is gold. This is gold. Joey Pocket June. Listen, I'm just saying, guys. This isn't gonna be the first time we do a Joey Pocket interlude, okay? More spelled like that. When was the last time you saw someone spell more like that, chat? More. Rar. Are you familiar with Matt Berry? Heck yes. What a dude. I don't know who that is. Finally! Oh my god. Snipper Clips R34 is gonna go crazy now. True! Actually true. We'll leave it there.